in. Don't say a word. I tried to warn you, girlie.
Never bet against an Antiva, Commander.
I'm leaving. I don't want to witness our commander's walk of shame back to the barracks.
Well, I do. It comes off. I didn't know it came off.
Oh, come on.
I'm glad you decided to join us tonight. It's too
How
easy
come
to
Bull got
mistake
to
you
watch?
for the Inquisitor.
You're mistaking me for me. How much did you have to drink?
It's easy to forget you're not just an icon or symbol. Like those statues of Andraste holding bowls of fire. At least it is for me. You up for another game when this is all over, Inquisitor?
I wouldn't miss it.
Good. It'll take me a while to talk Cullen into it. Maybe I'll work the revenge angle.
Who's that? Did I win?
What kind of lightweight was already under the table?
Have to make sure it's cleared after. Don't need squires losing feet.
Me? Hey, Grim.
Wardens harm their own and fall to mortal failings.
So,
Where does that lead?
Hey, that elven redhead who makes the buns in the kitchen. Is she really? Because I'm getting signals.
why are you
See you
asking
later,
me?
Paul. Nice talking with you, boss.
Shall I ask?
You've been skittish for days. What's up your crawl?
My what? It's nothing. It's just the figures we are courting, the power at play.
You're still on about the champion. That's over and done.
The people on whom history pivots. Their influence is felt even in their absence.
Right. Were you a philosopher or something useless like that?
Something like that.
Are you sure?
It's just what I heard.
Love seeing you, yeah? We should drop something next time.
Yes. How many people jump? I need Liliana to be ready to report in. Get that damn amulet for Cole. Hi, fashionable peeps. Look at y'all. I mean, seriously. Hi.
Yes?
Wait. Nothing?
I should get to know you better. We're working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right, where are you from?
I grew up in Ferelden, near Honleath. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. Traveling to Haven was the first I'd returned in almost 10 years.
You were away from Ferelden for 10 years. Was it strange being back there again?
Strange? No. If anything, the opposite. I was not sorry to leave Ferelden when I did. I had no desire to return. But leaving Haven was more difficult than I would have imagined. Not just because Corypheus forced it upon us. It felt like I was abandoning my home. I never thought I'd feel that way again.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
What happened between Kirkwall's
That was
mages and
fine.
Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I'll let you return to your work.
Another time, then.
Apparently I haven't talked to people as much as I thought I had.
Inquisitor, I was... Do you have a moment?
Nope.
What were you like? Before the anchor? Has it affected you? Changed you in any way? Your mind? Your morals? Your... spirit?
I don't believe so.
Ah.
Why do you ask?
You show a wisdom I have not seen since my deepest journeys into the ancient memories of the Fade. You are not what I expected.
Sorry to disappoint.
It's not disappointing, it's... Most people are predictable, but you have shown a subtlety in your actions. A wisdom that goes against everything I know of your people.
I do what I can.
You are modest. So many would use this Inquisition as a blunt instrument in their rise to power, but not you.
So what does this mean, Solus?
It means that I respect you deeply, Inquisitor. And I have disturbed you enough for one evening.
Grab torch. Probably be a bad idea, but whatever. Could use it to try and jump. Parachute. What do I need to do? Somebody was done. Oh, sorry. Yeah, just take our boys
To work?
Yep. Oh, my face itches. Itchy face.
much. I should ride to join him. You said he is hidden. Fairbanks would find me. He'd see my spirit.
Oh Lord.
So would his enemies. You would fear worse than
At your service.
What do you think of the Inquisition? I just know that you could shake this world to its foundations if you willed it. What do you think of my advisors? Josephine's lovely, and craftier than you'd expect. The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador. You must have some feelings about our friends.
Dorian? He's arrogant. He preens himself. But you already know that. Doesn't even hide it.
What do you think of the Inquisition's cause?
Restoring order is a goal I support wholeheartedly. But that's not the end of it, is it? Not by a half. The Lady Seeker believes we are restoring the Chantry. Others say it needs reform. I don't know where you stand on the matter, and I'll admit I haven't made up my mind either.
Really?
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
Don't make me slap you. How you doing, Dennett? Hey, Horsey. You know what'd be cool? I mean, I have 2 stables. And plenty of animals. That I should be able to, like, put another one in there that we can look at. But, I mean, I get it. Okay. That's the one we're using. I'm having this incredible urge to start a new Inquisitor. I love Douglas. I do.
Inquisitor.
But it's just... Don't hit me.
Hello again.
Hi.
Do you have any advice for me?
It's good that you recruited Enchanter Vivian into the Inquisition. She is ambitious, but has always shown sense in her dealings with the Chantry. My advice would be to watch her, but heed her when she speaks. That one wastes no words.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Well.
Always a sight for sore eyes.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Popular topic. Anything specific?
There's an Imperial Chantry, isn't there? With its own divine?
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face. Like you're urinating in public. But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Is the Imperial Chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
There are circles of magi in the Imperium?
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academies, prestigious ones. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor get dealt with. Mostly they enforce their magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Do you really call him the Black Divine?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah blah blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
So, the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes.
That lady
There aren't a
popping
number
up on
of
the
female
side.
magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the Sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Do you consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry. It is a relic, whether back home or here in the south. Something from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I share your opinion, actually.
That's not surprising, considering what the Inquisition represents. I'll say this. I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
In me?
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You saw that in the future, without you, Corypheus prevails. You are our bulwark against evil.
You're a fool.
You don't seem like the religious sort, to be honest.
If you define religious as sitting in a chantry and listening to a blithering hen tell you how to live, then no. If you define it as believing in the possibility that something larger than yourself exists, then yes, by all means. The world is bigger than I am, even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe, but I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
Let me ask you something else.
So many questions.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
I need to talk to you.
Just talk? Such a pity.
Let's do something interesting.
More interesting than wandering the countryside killing random strangers? Perish them.
Sure enough.
It'll have to be brandy, won't it? A little early, but
Oh,
that's
come on.
never stopped me before.
They only have like 3. Brandy. Bash the uniforms. Oh, thank God. Let's go kill people.
Inquisitor. I have been thinking. You remember everything now, yes? The explosion at Haven.
Nug feet. Oh my God.
Fade. Escaping the breach. In your report, you said Justinia was with you. But only you emerged in the end. Why? Why were you the only survivor?
Yeah.
She knew it was either her or me. And she wanted me to live.
Of course. Of course she did. That's just like her. Her message to me. I failed you too. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Did you say anything else? Anything at all? Please, if you remember.
Wait, you don't know what she meant either?
There are no answers in the fate. Only illusions. A warped mirror. Justinia has never failed me. I was her left hand. Now she's dead. I failed her.
I thought we were gonna go kill people. Please? Yes.
A message from Divine Justinia.
Dead people usually don't send messages.
And I see you feel it necessary to inform me of this. This message was written months, perhaps even years ago, to be delivered to me if she died. I've heard of such contingency plans. A sudden death often leaves loose ends. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the waking sea. There is something hidden there.
Do you know what you're looking for?
The Divine was a powerful woman who used her position to obtain all sorts of things. Whatever she hid in Valence would very likely benefit the Inquisition and must be kept from falling into the wrong hands. If I'm lucky, she will have instructions for me.
You take your instructions from me. What sort of help can a dead divine give you?
I don't know. Perhaps something to do with the Chantry. Or it could be personal. She guided me for many years, Inquisitor, as a divine and as a friend. There are days when I still look to her for advice, only to remember that I am alone.
Why hide things in Valence? What's so special about it?
Justinia was revered mother at the Chantry there for many years before she became the Divine. It is a place that holds great meaning for her.
Is this you asking permission to leave for a bit?
Well, yes. I can't imagine I'll be away from my post for very long. And I was hoping you would agree to come with me. Will you at least consider it? One more thing. If what is hidden in Valence is as valuable as I think, we're not going to be the only ones looking for it. I shall meet you at the Chantry in Valence. Try not to delay.
Sorry he was mean to you. You know he loves you in a past life, right? Okay, good. Let's go. Actually, he loves her in many past lives. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna end up coming back here anyway. The head of Madame Snappy Snips. Named in jest. The Grand Ma'am. That's what we can call you, silly kitty. Oh my god. I show my daughter that.
It's just as I remember it.
You didn't tell me you'd been here before.
After the Blight ended, I came here to see Justinia. She was just Dorothea then, a revered mother.
I didn't expect it to be so deserted. It makes me uneasy.
It's a small village and it's too early for the chant. I'm sure the sisters are somewhere.
Liliana, is that you?
Sister Natalie, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Val Rayo.
No, I've been here since Justinia died. This place makes me feel like she's still with us.
Inquisitor, this is Natalie, a trusted friend.
Wait, Inquisitor? You brought the Inquisitor here? My lord, forgive me for not recognizing you earlier.
You owe me 20 readings of the Canticle of Trials for that insult.
He doesn't mean it.
Of course not.
Natalie, listen. There is something hidden here. Something Justinia left for me.
Oh, really? What is it?
Oh, really?
I don't know, but we'll find it. I'm curious to see what brought us all here. Justinia's letter came with instructions for me. They were a little cryptic. Always remember that faith sprung from a barren branch. That light has no fear of darkness. Above all, that's...
She must be hinting at something in here. Let's look around.
Do they still sing verses from the benedictions every Friday? That canticle was Justinia's favorite.
Yes, of course. We'd never give up the traditions of our most beloved divine.
That is lovely to hear. I stare up at the bridge sometimes. It's terrifying, but beautiful in its way.
It is beautiful.
Have you seen it by sunrise?
One rises through it, it splits into what looks like 1,000 suns, like a broken mirror.
Yes, spectacular, isn't it? You must be careful, Natalie. Justinia's enemies are making their move, vying for position and the Sunburst throne. I was in the cloister in Lothering when the Blight began. There was a lot of fear back then. No one knew what was going to happen, whether we would live or die. And then one morning, I found a single bloom on a dead rose bush. And I thought, even in the midst of all this, life finds a way. The Maker hasn't abandoned us. Justinia saved me, but not in the way you'd think. She wouldn't let me give up. She saved me by forcing me to save myself. There's always light where there's hope.
Why there's so many empty paintings? It's kind of weird, yeah? You'd think they'd have something. Unless it's not supposed to be paintings. It just looks kind of strange.
What was that? Looks like we opened something.
Excuse me, ladies.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Good old Liliana was playing you the whole time. Didn't you realize?
They never sing the benedictions here on Fridays, Natalie. Something so simple. And you got it so wrong. I wanted to believe, but you were lying from the start. Keep that pretty mouth shut if you must, dear. You've already told me everything I need to know. The prickle-weird burrs on your hand, talking about the sun rising through the breach. It all points to a single place. Morel in the Dales, Grand Cleric Victoire's bastion. She sent you, didn't she? Victoire was always an opportunist.
Who is this Grand Cleric? I've never heard of her.
An experienced cleric. She never agreed with Justinia, but kept her ideas to herself. I suppose now, with Justinia dead, she thought she could make her move.
I want to know what this Grand Cleric planned here.
She sent Natalie here to see what Justinia was hiding, no?
The Inquisition has turned Thedas away from the true chantry. It must be stopped.
Stop us? You must be joking.
Mother Victoire is well loved by many. The Inquisition has more enemies than you know.
I think she can ally with them.
We don't have to be at odds, Natalie. You could come with us. Join the Inquisition.
I was called to serve the Grand Cleric. I will not betray her. Kill me then. I am not afraid to die for my beliefs. At least I still know what I believe.
This has to be done. You know it.
I see what you've become. The righteous stand before the darkness, and the Maker shall guide them.
can't be it. There's nothing here.
Check again. Perhaps the box itself is a puzzle. She seems the puzzling sort.
No, it's just an empty box. There's a message carved in the lid. The left hand should lay down her burden. She's releasing me. The divine has a long reach, but it is always her left hand that stretches out. 1,000 lies, 1,000 deaths. Her commands, but my conscience that bore the consequences.
She apologized in the Fade. She said she failed you. This is what she meant.
All this time, Justinia carried the fear that she was using me. Just like I'd been used in the past. But Marjolaine's games were trifles. Justinia gambled with the fate of nations. She needed me. No one else could have done what I did. She knows that.
Sacrifices are necessary. You know that.
I know. And hearing you agree gives me the courage to do what must be done.
Somebody say Bonnie and
Justinia tried to save me. But all it's done is made me realize I don't need saving. There is work to be done. I'll see you back at Skyhold.
Remember that thing I said earlier? Superior hunter male, tongue of something. Bonnie and Clyde? That's weird. Somehow we had it before we picked it up. Alright then. Yeah. Not saying they were, but they could have been. Let's go. Just like yeah, like the assassin's gonna say, you know what? We don't really need to kill people. Right. That's what he was gonna say. Time is it? I mean, he had a pretty shitty, profession if he didn't think killing some people was necessary. But I have plenty of characters that would stop her and everything else. Excuse me.
Grand Cleric Victoire is scrambling after the loss of her angel.
Good. Her support base is in morale. Tear it down. Grand Cleric Victoire wishes to make an enemy of the Inquisition. I'll give her what she wants. Doesn't Victoire have a young cousin? Lord Firmin? She dotes on him.
Yes, mistress. I believe that is so.
Good. Have him collected. He shall be an honored guest, and make sure the Grand Cleric hears about it.
At your command.
I'm not gonna kill him, are you?
You're dealing with the Grand Cleric a little harshly, don't you think?
Harsh times call for harsh measures, Inquisitor. You see, when I'm ruthless, it gets us where we need to be. It's something to be proud of. Why fix it? How funny that her regret is what finally puts my own to rest. I chose to become her left hand, knowing what it meant. It was my weakness that stopped me from fully committing to my task.
Well then, I suppose that's that.
The Inquisition needs me just as the Divine did, to do what no one else dares. Death and deception are my trade. It is what I am. It is what I always will be.
She'll always be a little bit scarier than you, Douglas. Excuse me. But you knew that, didn't you, honey? Oh. Has that always been here? Is that a nug box? How come I never noticed that before? Is this your... Did Schmooples come for a visit? How come I never noticed that damn cage? Hey, jerk.
We're supposed to have 52 copies of Hard in Hightown, and we're missing all but 4.
We're missing
Here is
all.
the request Harriet made. I will see he gets it. A request has been made of you, Inquisitor. Here it is.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
I am able to pursue my duties with optimal efficiency, thanks to Skyhold's present state.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Three copies?
My dear, I know you must have a great deal on your mind right now, but I need to speak with you. You know as well as I how far the Inquisition's influence has spread, and how desperate the Grand Clerics have become. Our opinion will be instrumental in their election of the new Divine.
I thought that might be coming after the Grand Ball.
The Inquisition may not be invited to their vote, but our actions will certainly influence the Grand Clerics. To sit on the Sunburst throne, a candidate should have grace, charm, and a will of solid steel. Cassandra may lack the first two, but unless you can think of someone better, she is the strongest choice.
Liliana might be a better choice than Cassandra, don't you think?
Leliana is a well-meaning fool. She will do irreparable harm to countless people in the name of freedom. She proposes to abolish the circles with nothing but a solemn promise from mages not to murder children. When an angry mage lashes out inside a tower, villages aren't destroyed. The circle protects us all. Mages will die and take ordinary men with them in a war that cannot be won. Consider carefully, Inquisitor. Everything we do is a sign from the Maker to those who seek one.
Oh, wow. Okay, well. Yeah. I thought there was a copy in one of these rooms. Yep. I still haven't. Guess we need to talk to Morris.
Hello again.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Okay, giant lure. What? What do we need that for? Now we can have a mage tower. Okay, well, here's your giant lure.
serve.
I'm sure you are. Oop. Thank you for the large stack of books. They're literally everywhere. That's hilarious. I'm surprised they have 52 copies. I mean, with as many copies that are lying around, somebody's just gonna grab one and, you know, went about their business. Well, I guess there wouldn't be as many copies lying around if there weren't 52 copies, but there's another one here.
No, they don't.
It's just what I heard.
From Haven's fire come we, the able to Skyhold now, a fortress strong and free.
I'm taking your book.
With our hero born anew.
Inquisitor? What's the current mood?
Unlikely.
Unlikely. What's the word out there?
Opinion on keeping Blackwall is mixed, like oil and water.
As you were.
Inquisitor?
Later, dude.
Your worship, sir.
How many copies did you need, Sarah? Or are you, like, hawking them?
Love seeing you, yeah?
I'd like to know more about you, now that you're comfortable.
Rose. It's embarrassing enough now, may as well.
So where
Anything
did
more
you...
to say about where you came from? Aside from hating cookies there.
Denerim mostly. Before running into another Jenny. He was fun. Had weird friends though. I think some of them were a lot more serious about being serious. Got some of them killed. I suppose they were like family. Better than Lady Emerald ever was. You know why? They didn't give two squirts about who or what you were. It was all what you did.
So where are the rest of them?
All over. Or they stopped to let new people go all over. Some get rich and stop playing so they can do good things with it. One or two don't. Eventually, someone asks for a favor against them. So don't get like that, you hear?
Denerim is a long way from Orlais. How'd you get there?
By Stinky Horse?
Sarah.
Denerim wasn't much fun after the Blight. Everyone trying to recover, you even feel bad for the nobles. But Val Royer, that's a fat city full of fat heads. They just don't know when to stop. You saw it. Orlais is rich and stupid. Right for the pickings.
So is that who showed you how to fight? Gave you your skills?
Nobody gave me anything except a chance. And maybe some lessons to start, but mostly just the chance. I took that and ran.
Do you remember your actual family at all? Your parents?
Well, there is the amulet I had as an orphan that has a
Oh my.
missing piece. And look at your face. You believe me? No, still no parents. I remember an alienage with arseholes and hating that stupid tree. The one elves always have. Of all the things to pray at, they could at least pick one with apples.
It's nice to see this side of you. That you trust me.
Don't you go blabbing around, yeah? Because I'll have a big, trusting foot up your pucker.
What?
I think that, after our rooftop chat, I get why you're not like other elves.
Well, don't. How about we dig into what you are?
Okay.
Or what you're supposed to be? Are you the humanist human? Can someone point and say, that's what they are? Because I'm just me, and I couldn't give a fig. All right?
Alright.
Didn't mean to poke at a sore spot. Consider it dropped.
Well, good then. Because that's the way I am. This way. You do this with everyone. Because I hope I'm not the only one that squirms like this. Feels weird.
What? I didn't quite hear what she said.
We'll talk later.
If you say so.
Now she's mad at me. I can understand why he only had one. I'd understand why he'd have a whole bunch, but he has one. Get off the chair. What's that hat? Weird pointy wizard hat. That other hat too. It doesn't look like the Inquisitor's hat. Give me your clothes! Going up to your bedroom, hope you don't mind. There's a tree growing in your room, dude. Take that. Goodbye. Oh god. I deserved it. Sorry. Ugh. Where's your copy? Mm-hmm. Did Iron Bull not have one? You'd think Cassandra would. Wait, is that... Does she...
Save lives. What could be more important?
Seriously, I haven't walked through here? Alright. Mm-hmm. Sneaky chits. Place to save lives, but there's like dead bodies all over the floor. Pick them up. What's wrong with you people? Oh my god. She sleeps in the blacksmith, don't she? So she probably already probably got hers. Let's see if the prisoners got any copies. I usually just run past to pick up ones I've already picked up. But no? You're making them read that trite propaganda that Dorian was on about? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Seriously, does Iron Bull have one? I wouldn't put it past them that they all have one. You know? Because Varric wrote it, you know? They're at the very least curious.
Wardens harm their own and fall to mortal failings. Where does that leave us?
Nope. Iron Bull doesn't seem to have one. Unless he doesn't sleep here. Okay. On we go. Let's go steal him from the kitchen staff.
like their victories sudden and violent.
That was in one of my books. You took it.
I wanted to know where you're learning all this. I don't want you rushing to the Dales dreaming of outlaws.
Stay out of my things. It's not your business.
I was looking at her clothes. It's like some of these clothes. It's like why can't I have some clothes like that? Okay, give me a book. Thank you.